G'day guys, welcome back to Beekeeper Tarot. My name is Alan. You know what? We're going to be talking about bees today. Let's talk about bees, baby! So, what I thought I'd do is I would show you how I put the hive together. So I'm hopefully getting bees in a few weeks' time. So I'm just going to run you through the whole process. Now, this is an old lid. That's a queen excluder. I'll explain what they're for later. Now this little thing here, that's called your hive tool. And this is like a beekeeper's best friend. So I'm going to do some cleaning with this. This is called burr cone. I'm just going to clean all this off. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how I put this together, okay? Alright, hang in there guys, we're coming for a journey. Alright. Okay folks, so I've done a little bit of cleaning. I need to do more, but I'll just show you this kind of basically now. So I like to use this underneath my beehive. Obviously I'm not going to be setting it up on the table, but the thing I like about this is where I live it's quite flat. And if I need to move the beehive to do anything around it, this is on wheels. So this is just something that I do for bees, yeah? And that means if I need to move the hive anywhere or do anything with the hive, if I need to get at the hive, I have full access. I just move the hive. Okay, so what's going to go on this now is the base, which I bought, so I'm going to show you the base. Okay folks, so that is the base, and this is the front, and so this pops open like that, and that opening there, if you can see it, if I can try and show you. Okay, yeah. So that is where the bees are going to be going in and out of. So their runway is from this entrance, and they're going to fly out here. So bees are a bit like airplanes. They need a nice runway, and they're happy. So yeah. So then on top of that goes the brood box. So that is the the brood box. So when I say brood, this is where the queen's going to live down here, and all her babies going to be down here. So this is going to be pretty much the heart of the hive. Now, what I will do with this, I will clean this up a bit more with my hive tool, but I'm just showing you this for now. So this is the Australian hive tool. The American one is different. The American one, it's kind of curved. It's a little bit shaped like a banana in a way. This part here just curves down like that, but this is the Australian one. So I don't know why there's a difference. You've got a little hook here as well. This hive tool is absolute godsend. So when I get this going, this is a trap, which is still in the plastic, but I'll take it out. That's a trap for hive beetle, and you can see there that is the entrance in there. So you put the trap away from the entrance, and what the bees will do, they will, any hive beetle that's lying around, they will usher them into there. Yep. So next thing that happens is I'm going to put the frames in. Let's do the frames. So that's the frames, folks. Now the reason that I've dated them is that I'm going to probably have to rotate these at some point. So when the bees, so I'll show you the frame. That's the frame there. So these are pre-waxed frames. So basically I'm giving the bees a bit of a head start. They've already got a lattice that they can start building their, a lattice that they can start storing honey and making the bees and everything else. So they've already got there. It's almost like I've given them a scaffold, right? Yep. Now when the bees build their nest, right, so what they do is they tend to build the nest in here. So the nest will be where the babies will generally be in the middle here, and that goes like in a circle, and the outer frames here and here, that's going to be honey for them. So generally speaking, the brood or the baby bees, it's going to be in here, because this is right in the center of the hive, and they kind of make it like make a circle. The nest will be like a circle, so that the nest will be, the majority of the babies and the brood and everything will be in here, and all around here, that's going to be honey for them. So that's how that goes. Now another thing which I'm going to put in, which I'll show you one of these. These are little traps. because like I said, the bees are doing it tough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here. So these are sealed little plastic things, and so this is also for pardon me, for hive beetle as well. So the bees will move the hive beetle if there's any hive beetle, which they probably will. That probably will happen, and they'll get shot. They'll get thrown into here, and then the hive beetle will perish in the oil. So it's just going to be like basically cooking oil, nothing too serious. So I'll probably put maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 of these in here. So maybe one here, and one over there, something like that. Now I'm going to put the queen excluder on top of that, so I'll show you what that is. So that's the queen excluder, which I've cleaned up reasonably well. I will clean up a bit more, but so what the queen excluder does, so the queen has got a big fat JLo ass, right? So what this does, the queen can't get through this. So if you're a beekeeper and you're using a queen excluder, what that means is that all your babies are going to be down the bottom. So if I had like a lot of bees and it was a really good season, what I would do is I put another box on top of this. I put the queen excluder on top of the next box, and there'd be like a massive nest in there for the bees. But generally speaking, I just have the one. Now, a bit later on, I'll talk to you guys about Varroa in detail. So Varroa is a parasite that lives on the worker bees, and it goes into the larvae as the bees are forming. But I'll explain that to you sometime later. Varroa has been in Australia now for maybe 2 or 3 years, and it's been in the States for a long time. It is a big problem, and I'll go into that later. But basically what this means from a beekeeper's perspective is that the Varroa is always only going to be where the baby bees are. So that means that all the Varroa, all the mess, anything, it's going to be in this brood box here. Because what will happen is after that is I'll stack boxes on top of this, and that will be just for honey. So because the queen can't get through here, she can't get through here because her ass is too big. So she can't get through here. So basically she's stuck down the bottom, and so she'll be laying all her eggs down the bottom, and the rest of the beehive, from a beekeeper's perspective, will just be honey that obviously they can use. That's the whole idea of it. But from a beekeeper's perspective, I want to keep everything localized down there. So you generally don't have Varroa forming where the honey is, the honey soup as they're called. And when I say honey super, that's the name for pardon me, the box stacked on top of that, which is just going to be for honey. So there'll be no babies on the top boxes because the queen bee, who's laying all the eggs, she can't get through there. So she'll be down the bottom laying all her eggs. Yep. So then that's going to go on top there. Then I've got the lid, which I'll show you in a second. So that's the lid. And as you can see, the lid's got these ventilation holes. So that's the lid that goes in there. And I've just got a few more things to show you guys. 2 seconds. So what we've done is my housemate made some like tops for the beehive that made it like perspex. They're actually, when we have elections in Australia, often the candidates will have these signs. And so I went to a local shopping centre and they had like a skip there. And there was about 20 million of them there, so we just stapled them together. And so this is going to go on, and I'll clean this up a bit more as well. So this will then go on top of here. Hold on, like that. And then what I'll do is I'll shove a few bricks on top, like this. So I've got a nice brick or two on top of that. And then what that means is that my beehive, pardon me, now has a really nice veranda. And I need to straighten it up a bit, but you get the impression. So they've got a nice little veranda. So if it rains or it gets really hot, they've got a bit more insulation, and that I think just means that they'll have a bit more of a comfortable life. So that's it. And the other thing which I'll show you is how I feed them. So 2 seconds, guys. So this is what's called like there's lots of ways that you could feed your bees. And the reason that I'll feed them when I first get them is that they're not going to have honey because I'm getting bees from a friend of mine, so they're not going to have honey, so they're going to need some takeaway. So what happens is that I've got a little container here which I'll need to wash as well. I'm generally, when I clean anything for the hive, I generally don't use any detergents or chemicals because I'm thinking of it's going to hurt them. I don't want to do anything to upset or hurt my bees, so I tend to just use lots of hot water and scrub away. So this is called a entrance feeder, and there's lots of ways that you can feed your bees. So this, I'll put you on pause and I'll show you. Hold on. Okay, so you can see here we are at the entrance of the hive, and so what you do is this goes in here. Yep, that goes in there, and then this, he's got little holes in them. You got little holes in them, yeah. So we just got a jar and drilled holes in them, and then that sits in here like that. And then what I do is I make a solution. I'll make a 1-to-1 ratio solution of water and caster sugar. That goes in there, and the bees will just munch on that as well. And that way, as they're making their honey and doing their thing, they'll have plenty of food. And so all I need to do is just take this out probably once a day. I'll just open up the lid, top it up, and put it back on, and they'll just keep munching away with that. So I tend to use the glass feeders because there's other feeders that I've used where the bees have actually gotten in and they've actually drowned, which I find that really distressing. So this one here, they can't get into it, but it's just like a gravity thing. So yeah, so hopefully so that's kind of where I'm at with my bees. So I just wanted to show you how I put a beehive together. Oh, there's one more thing I want to show you as well. I want to show you what's a thing called propolis or propolis. 2 seconds, guys. Now, this stuff here, let me show it to you. So this is called propolis or propolis. I think it's called propolis. Now, this is bee cement. So what bees do, they'll seal the hive up, and they'll make this stuff called propolis, and it's like, oh my god, it's incredible. It's just like, it's really tarry, and it's really full on stuff. It's really full on. Like it's a real pain in the ass to clean it off because it's that good. And so what the bees will do down the bottom of the hive, just pardon my foot here, down here, they'll seal all that up. And even when I showed you they'll seal all that up, and basically they're just going to make the hive as safe and as animal predator proof as possible. But this stuff is incredible. It just absolutely amazing. It's just really, like, even now it's just like really kind of, yeah, it's just really full on stuff. I know it looks like crap, I know, but it's not. But it's just it's just this stuff. I don't know how they do it. But so bees are just amazing little animals, and I love them, and I'm looking forward to having them. So I just wanted to show you that, and so that's basically what I'll be working on in the next week or so, getting all the stuff ready. And so a break from all the political stuff. I'm just going to have a break from that today, and we're going to talk about bees. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and like I always say, which I usually say at the beginning, thank you so much for your subscriptions and for your likes and for your comments. I hope that you find this interesting. So, the life of a beekeeper. So yeah, so that's a really quick overview of how you put a hive together. Alright guys, love you to bits, thank you for watching, and see you soon. Okay, bye bye. My hand's saying goodbye. Hold on, here we go. My hand's gonna say goodbye. Hold on. Bye bye. See ya. Woohoo.